Now coin market cap XRP is at around 70 cents as we see right there. Now the Riddlers were not wrong once again, guys. They told us we are in the storm as we speak right now, and it looks like all these coins are dumping. Isn't that crazy? But now, guys, before I jump into this, I'm not financial advisor, just of value only. Crypto area tweet out Charles on the SEC today. Now listen to this, guys.
Charles, how do you feel about the SEC's flip-flop on their position on the Hinton opinion speech? So, what they say in public, what they say in court. It's two different things. I remember Giuliani doing this. We have evidence that Trump's election was fraudulent. Biden cheated. It was the great con. They go to the judge, and the judge says, "Well, do you have any evidence of fraud?" No. I want to get this smart. Come on now. They got a case to win, and so they're moving a little bit. But the unintended or intended consequence is that they've gone from clarity to anti-clarity. It's not fair as a regulator to tell an industry one thing, but then to reverse course and say, "Well, we didn't really mean it." It's just not fair. If it's a personal opinion, you issue a statement after the fact. If you can't get them to retract it there, to say this was just a personal opinion and does not reflect the opinion of the agency. But you can't just let it ride, let opinions be written on it, and have the industry push forward, and then change your mind because it's convenient for a particular enforcement case that you're doing. But we've noticed this with this particular government, at all levels of this particular government, in different branches of this government, where they say one thing, they do another thing, and whatever is politically convenient they do. It's not good leadership. It's not how prior administrations ran things on both sides of the aisle, and it's just hurtful to everybody. And it's not a partisan thing. It's just a clarity thing. When you're in an industry, you'd like to know what the rules are, but if the rules are ever changing and undiscernible, or are staged in a way where it's impossible to comply, so you're regulated out of existence, it's pretty crazy. It's almost Kafka-esque. You must have a license to do business, but you can't get a license to do the business. But then when you ask about it, you're told get a license to do the business. It makes no sense. And this is not how you compete. It's how you damage a $2 trillion industry.
He just talked about being regulated out of existence. We know we have been talking about that with Bitcoin. Has to go away. A shenanigans show, guys. We know what's happening, right? It doesn't make sense. Now, guys, there's the fun part of XRP, the XRP community. Now, this is quite interesting. David Schwartz finished making some network upgrades. Now, guys, this is actually pretty interesting, as we see right here. A lot of people are talking about different meanings of this, as we see right there. If we go to the next tweet, there was an interesting tweet right here from Canup, Extreme Greed. Wow. So, probably when XRP is at high double digits, triple digits, we're going to see extreme FOMO and greed take over, right, from the retail investors. They're going to buy in, and then it might crash further. So it's going to be like a roller coaster, to say the least, right? But you know what's interesting? If we add 14576, what does it equal to? If we go to the next tweet from PRX, W, right, 23. Again, isn't that interesting, guys? W equal winning, W equal 23 February, right? Or reverse W to M equal 13. Again, 23 from David Schwartz as well. Now, if we go to the next V from Rhea Rose, a W is just two V's put together. V equal 22, 22 equal 13. So guys, we can see 13, 22, right? Isn't this crazy? Seems like a lot of interesting connections, to say the least. If we go down here, W equal 23 equal February, March. Wow. Again, look at that, guys. February, March, 2, 3, which is... So, seems like something should be happening. As we see, we are certainly in the storm, guys. Do we see all the events taking place around the world as we speak today? Kang Spaces tweet out, W. Metatron has a good decode. Also, XRP Gentleman showing upside potential on the charts, but Alter Vigo has had a great one, being the 23rd letter, as we see right there. So, as above, right, so below. And then W double bottom pattern, right? We can see a pattern playing out on the charts of XRP. And then, wow, 23 is one of our 4 happy numbers. Alter Vigo tweet out another connection, guys. There's a lot of connections right here. 23, right? Dollars. Pretty sure sell orders are taking place right there, if I'm not mistaken. Enigma tweet out W equal 23, right? Moon, perhaps. If we go down here, you guys can see that allows it to bounce like there is no, right? MC 13.3, March 13, right? 133. March 13, 2022 equal 13. It seems like February, March these are the months we should pay attention to, guys. Perhaps because of the storm, right? Carolina sweet out as well as this 222. We see red blood, right? And we did dump. Racolia sweet out, beware Wednesday, the 23rd of February. Cryptic messages from both Mr. Pool and Loop. Perhaps could we see a black swan inbound, right? One of these days we can see all these things. Look at this. Ukraine, EU foreign ministers, and US announced sanctions against Russian banks and individuals. Guys, a lot of stuff is happening between Ukraine, Russia, right? Crazy stuff. Now, if you go to Ray Rose Suite, just a reminder, last February 24th, 2021, the Federal Reserve went down. Again, look at that. Wow, right? Federal Reserve System down, banks unable to make e-transfers. So guys, pay attention to these next few days, because if you go to the next view from Ghost Holograph, the FBI is warning the US private sector to be prepared for potential cyber attacks. Again, we don't make these things up, guys. What have we been talking about since last year? These cyber attacks are looming. They're waiting for the catalyst, basically, right? The catalyst. That's going to change everything. Felger, when the cyber attacks happen, it was always the plan. SpongeBob could have done them. The mask on who does it doesn't matter, right? Come on, guys. We know the plans. Remember, remove your coins from these shady exchanges. I do have a Ledger affiliate link down description below, so you guys can go ahead and buy one if you guys don't already own one. Now, again, for Ray Rose, it took 246 years for your return. Welcome back, Pluto, right? Do what you do best. Destroy. Destruction is the best breeder for creation. Again, there we go. This is why we're seeing a lot of stuff happen around the world recently. Now, Bob Cooks is sweet out. After 3 years, I found them all. Again, listen very carefully, because we can see the messages. You won't find your tokens in the dark. They will stick to the cold ground, and only elder owls will navigate this month. Next message to be received on the 8th, right? This is message 2 of 3. Things are moving quicker than expected. You guys can read all of this, right? If we go here, message 3 of 3. So close but so dark. This month changes your life, right? And then the stage is set, the tracks are laid, elder owls are watching as you wait to be paid. And the XRP is we see right here from the first decider, 4 days after the death of my hero JB is a last chance to buy, right? Again, you guys have to remember, JB, who could that be? XRP CCS 22.2, may all your dreams come true. Guys, I'm pretty sure it's really simple. Why? Because from XRP Phoenix, the timeline, guys, the timeline, right? Probably end of this year 2 digits, then next year 3 digits. Now listen to this. I did tweet this out on February 7th, guys. David Schwartz is a legend, preparing us for the worst and for the rainbows and sunshine. That is awaiting for our presence, right? Perhaps we see the heart break first, or the broken heart first before its time. And what's happening as we speak? We're crashing, guys. Perhaps this is a storm right there. Now, Crypto Sweeto, how about 22 months and 2 weeks equal, remember the 5th of November. 222 is not a date. 222 is an indicator of events and time. And then it takes us to 5th November 2022. Interesting stuff. But we do see here from Baba Cooks tweeting out a few things. Always remember, you were warned by only one account. Again, we're in the storm, guys. He wasn't lying. Baba Cooks actually knows, guys. Right? If you go up here. Now, the fountain for today's video comes from Baba Cooks. Almost there. So close yet so far. 222. As we see 2022. If you go down here, the 2 is at April. Just saying, right? There we go. Again. So guys, it's making sense. What we seen the connections with April before. Remember, XRP loves to pump in April, to say the least. But anyways, that's all for you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys please leave a like, subscribe, hope you guys are having an amazing day. And guys, see ya.